Hey folks, welcome to another edition of Play Branson, where you get to know Branson's entertainers better. My name's Chris Meyer. I'm going to be your host today, and we have an exciting show. I have returning Mr. Tim Haygood, the oldest of the Haygood family. It has been a really long time since he's been on the show, probably a couple of years, so we are very excited to have him back today on the show. Fall is officially here, folks. It's started, and Branson is the perfect place to come for a fall vacation. And I know you want to get away from all the bad news on TV. You've probably seen 379 election commercials and you're tired of them. So come to Branson and get away and just relax, have fun. The temperatures are typically cooler. The colors start to change. And I saw a post on Facebook the other day when someone said, okay, what's the date the colors change? And I'm like, I just laughed about that because we don't have a set day we turn on the colors, okay? It just doesn't happen that way. So typically it's towards the end of October, but you never know. I've seen some stuff already turning now. Here's the deal. Here's some interesting facts about fall. Fall colors are caused by the amount of sugar in the leaves. I did not know that. Pumpkin spice has nothing to do with pumpkins. Pumpkin spice is actually the spice mix used for pumpkin pies. In fact, the other day, my wife had some pumpkin pancakes. So a lot of times people will change their menus to have some of those fall specials on them. Fall is the perfect time for apple picking. Did you know there are over 7,500 varieties of apples in the world? There's just a few fall trivia facts, not effects. Hey, did you know we have a magazine called Play Branson? We're in our 3rd year of it. Be sure to pick this up around Branson to see all that there is to do. This is a magazine about shows and attractions and free things you can do. It's a great magazine in over 100 locations around Branson, so be sure to pick that up when you're in town. We'll be back in just a moment with Mr. Tim Haygood. Hey folks, welcome back to Play Branson, and today I am privileged to have Mr. Tim Haygood, the oldest of the Haygood family here. And Tim, welcome back to the show. It's been a long time since you've been here.
Thank you, Chris. It is certainly good to be here, sir.
Yeah, so we've been in this crazy season of entertainment, and we do want to talk about that. But if maybe somebody's watching the show for the first time, they've never heard of the Haygoods, they've never seen the Haygoods, they don't know anything about you guys. Kind of tell people a little bit about your history and your family's history.
Sure. So there's 5 brothers and 1 sister in the family, and we have been performing here in Branson for almost 29 years, believe it or not. We did the math the other day.
It's a long time.
Yeah, and the amazing thing about that is there's only 1 girl in our family, Catherine, and she is actually 29 years old. So she's been performing on stage since she was a little kid. Basically, it's a really interesting story, but back in 1993, my father came to Branson and went and talked to Silver Dollar City, and he left some promotional material. And at that time, we were just this little fiddle band. We all played the violin, you know. We weren't that good. We had all these squeaky fiddles, you know, and there was 6 of us. So there's 6 squeaky fiddles is basically what the act was. And Silver Dollar City said, you know, why don't you guys come up and play for a week or 2 on the gazebo? And so we did, and we had a lot of energy. We were really exciting. We knew how to entertain people, and they liked it. The people liked it. The people of Branson liked it. So we started on that little gazebo right there at the entrance to Silver Dollar City. And after that 1 or 2 weeks was up, Silver Dollar City said, hey, why don't you stay for the rest of the summer? So we did. And then they said, hey, why don't you come do a Christmas show? We'll produce it for you. We will work with you. We'll get some other entertainers to help you and kind of guide you guys, and we'll put costumes on you. We thought, well, that's amazing. And so we did the Christmas show. And we ended up spending 9 years performing at Silver Dollar City, honing our craft, learning a lot of different instruments. They were amazing at helping us, and they were absolutely instrumental in our success. They introduced us to so many instructors and teachers that could help us. And the show grew and grew and grew and grew to the point that the last couple of years that we were at Silver Dollar City, it was the most highest rated production they'd ever had there for, the final 3 or 4 years that we were there. And then a huge change occurred back in 2001. We decided to move our show to the Branson Strip. And we got a loan from our grandmother and took a chance. It was a big chance, and we moved the show to the Strip. And at first it was tough because the people at Silver Dollar City had no clue where we had gone, and it took some time. But once it started rolling, and once the word got out where we had gone and what had happened, it started taking off, and it's grown and it's grown and it's grown. And I mean, here we are, all these years later, still packing the place out, Yeah. So that's sort of the whole story in a nutshell. And there's a lot of details along the way, but that's the big picture.
And you guys, in those times in Branson, you were at some different theaters.
We were, yeah.
And so kind of take people through the different theaters that you were at and where you are now.
Sure. So the first place that we started at was Music City Center, and there's a La Quinta Hotel attached to it. It's just little teeny 550-seat theater. And we opened up late that first year because the whole place had to be remodeled, and it was really something getting it open. We hung the curtains ourselves, we put the lights in there, the sound system. That's where we started. And after that, we moved to the Americana Theater about 5 or 6 years later. We actually purchased the Americana Theater. We remodeled the entire interior and the exterior and really brought it up to modern standards. We spent 5 years there and then outgrew it and only had about 800 seats. We had an opportunity to move to the RFD TV Theater after that and do a television show on their network, which was the first reality TV show that we had ever done, self-produced. And so we moved there. We played there for 2 years, and then we moved to the Clay Cooper Theater. So we've performed in 4 different facilities. Clay Cooper Theater is absolutely ideal for what we do. There's 1,200 seats in there. It has a huge proscenium, so we can, get drops in there and stuff like that. And the entire facility is absolutely state-of-the-art. It's the best theater we've ever been in. We hope to never move again, but. Yeah, so we've grown and grown and grown and grown. Started with 550 seats, and now we're at about 1,250 seats, and we fill them up every show.
But at one point, you guys were kind of managing all these other acts. You guys were managing the theaters, and I think you learned at some point, you know what? Maybe we shouldn't do all that, and let's just hone our craft. Let's work on our show and let someone else do all that other stuff. Is that right?
That's right. At one point, we had 2 theaters. We had the Americana Theater and the RFD TV Theater. There were 10 acts that were playing in those theaters around the clock every single day, and we were bringing in road shows. We brought in Charlie Pride, and Loretta Lynn, a lot of really big entertainers. So we had about 30 shows that we were working with. Yeah. And we learned very quickly that, bigger is not always better. You hear that a lot, but it's true. We wanted to keep our focus on our product and on our show. And so before we left the RFD TV Theater, we went to Clay Cooper and just said, hey, we want to play 3 days a week, and we want to sell out every single show. We want to keep our heads on straight so we can run long term. And we started a whole new business model. So basically at the Clay Cooper Theater, it's, hay goods and clay, hay goods and clay, hay goods and clay. It doesn't sound like, something that would be completely different from what everybody else does, but that was the first time anybody ever tried that. Keep in mind this was probably 6 or 7 years ago. Yeah. We just found that, playing a whole lot of shows and having a whole lot of things to manage was not the way to go. And so we play 3 days a week. We fill up every single show, and it's a great system at Clay Cooper's. He loves it, and we love being there.
Well, and by only playing 3 days a week, you're probably covering like most people's vacation. Whenever they come in, they can always go see you at least sometime during their vacation.
Right, so we play Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. So if you're here on a Friday, you're going to catch a Saturday show. If you're here on a Sunday, you're going to catch a Tuesday show. And it works really well. And more than that, you have to remember that before we moved to Clay Cooper's, we had done 22, 23 years, thousands and thousands of shows. At Silver Dollar City, it was 6 shows a day, and they were 30 minutes long. So that's a lot of performing. On the Strip, it was 10 shows a week, and we did that for years and years and years. Well, after a little while, you want to, you want to spend more time with your family. You want to keep your head on straight to make sure that you can run another decade. And so the way we have it right now just works really, really well.
So you're the oldest of the Hay Goods, and so you're the guy that kind of runs the overall operation, right?
Yes, sir.
And so everybody kind of has their own unique roles in the organization.
Yeah, and that took a while to kind of figure out. People talk a lot about family dynamics and stuff, but yeah. So I'm the oldest. I run the marketing and kind of oversee the entire thing. My brother Patrick, he plays the piano. He does all the accounting. He went to college for that and just does a great job on it. So all the business, aspects of the entire thing. Our brother Dominic is extremely creative. You couldn't ask him to look at a spreadsheet. His eyes would roll back in his head, So he's all left brain. He's just completely creative guy. So when you need things done in the show, music or creative wise, he's the dude. He's the guy. Very, very incredible musician. Our brother Michael does the lighting and the special effects, and he just does an absolutely masterful job at it. He's done tons of lighting projects all around Branson, but he handles most everything in the show. And of course, Catherine, she does the choreography, and she's also a really good seamstress. So she does all of our costumes and everything like that. And of course, my mom and dad are still involved in the production. They're still there every day. They help out backstage, and they assist us with all kinds of different things. So.
Yeah. Okay, you guys heard the beep just a second ago. It was not a bomb, but it was, I guess, our timer. So we're going to be back in just a second with more with Tim Haygood.
There are so many things to do in Branson. You need help planning and booking all your fun. You need iBranson.com. You can find everything Branson has to offer from your computer, tablet, or cell phone. You can even buy tickets online or talk to one of their friendly Branson travel specialists. There's no sales pitches, no delivery fees, no service fees, and no waiting. It's fast and easy. Find your fun at iBranson.com. Do it all online or call 877-ENTERTAIN. That's 877-368-3782. iBranson.com.
Hey folks, welcome back to the show. We're here with Tim Haygood, and Tim, we were talking about your brothers, and there was one, we kind of had to cut it off. There was at least one we didn't mention. So.
Yeah. So our brother Matthew plays bass in the show, and as far as his job and what he does, I mean, honestly, the guy spends most of his days at the lake fishing. I mean, that's just that's what he likes to do. That's his thing, but it's understood that that's what he's going to do. If you need to rehearse, late at night, he definitely comes in and he does his thing. But most days he's at the lake fishing. So
well, and I've tried to get him on the show, and I think he's the only Haygood that I have not had on the show, and I probably will not get on the show unless I twist Tim's arm more.
He's not much of a conversationalist,
Yeah.
He wears glasses the whole show and he just plays his bass, He's the cool guy, He's just way too cool for everything going on around him, So.
But it's interesting because even in a family, everybody's different, and everybody has their unique personalities, and I think that's just how God made people and made families.
Absolutely.
And it's amazing how different people can be growing up in the same household.
It took a lot of time to figure out what everybody was good at and what they should be doing and where their heart was and where their talents were. The early years were rough because we were trying to figure out, the pecking order. What does each person do? What are they good at? What are they blessed with? We figured this out a long time ago, but we've got a great system in place now. I mean, it's very understood what everybody does, and everybody knows their role in the organization. And when the show starts, those roles are completely different than what goes on behind the scenes. When the show starts, we are a team of 6 people. We are singing together, we are playing music together, and we're doing everything we possibly can to entertain people's socks off.
So talk about the show in more detail. Like, what can people expect in the 2 hours that they're there?
Sure. So, I mean, the thing is what we do is definitely outside the realm of a typical Branson show. I think people have these ideas in their minds of what a Branson show is, and we are definitely not that. So that's number one. Just take all those ideas and throw them completely out the window. So, I mean, besides the fact that, we play 20 different instruments, 5 brothers, 1 sister, and our drummer Dino is on the drums. We play all kinds of different music. And when I say we cover the gamut, I mean, we really do. We go from today, like pop hits of today, all the way, down to like stuff from the 50s. Everything in between. But we take songs, we do them our way, and we find a unique way to present them. So we have state-of-the-art technology and special effects. There's 3 laser systems. There's a lot of stuff going on the stage. As far as technology goes and special effects, we use every possible trick in the book to entertain people. We tell our story during the show, and we do things that are very, very unique and unusual. Within 30 seconds of the show starting, my brother Michael flies in upside down, playing his guitar on a zip line. You know, you're going to
Yeah.
see pyrotechnics. We don't just play music either. We dance. So we have a tap dance section where we wear boots that have tap boots on them. We tap dance upside down with fire exploding all around us.
That sound is that new?
That's brand new.
That's
yeah,
new, 'cause I was
well,
gonna
see,
say, I
Chris,
haven't-
you got to come and
I haven't seen
all
the
the
upside
changes.
down tap dance.
Yeah,
so.
yes, that's all brand new. We actually changed 30 minutes of the show while we were down for COVID, you know, while we were closed. My brother Michael has a LED robot suit. He plays the guitar, and that robot now flies around the entire stage while he's playing his guitar. You know, so it's not your typical, you know, Branson picking and grinning experience. If you like that, hey, we got tons of great shows and great musicians that do that. But that's not what we do. It's an epic entertainment, adventure, and experience. Basically, is the best way
I like
to
what you just
describe
said there, and you know what I think, and I've gone to a lot of Branson shows, but what I have always said about the Hey Goods is you guys create a lot of memorable moments, like stuff that you just can't get by listening to the radio or the CD or even your music.
Sure.
The other thing I do want to touch on is you guys have done a lot of original stuff that you in the past had just where people could go download it for free.
Oh.
And is that still the case where people can
Yeah.
just, so folks, you can go to their website, you can download a lot of their original music for free. Now, on Facebook the other day, you guys just launched a new video, Hallelujah.
Yeah.
Talk about that.
Yeah. You know, so besides playing our own material, we do covers, and the show in Branson is, you know, 99% covers, like the most well-known songs that people love. And of course, like I said, we take those and we arrange them and we make it something new and different and surprising. So on top of that, we film a new music video every month or sometimes every 2 weeks, and we took the song Hallelujah and we went down to this old railroad bridge, which is over 120 years old. It's one of the very first railroads built in Branson. And we used a lot of drone shots, and we just tried to make the most epic version of the song Hallelujah that's ever been created. And I think we're very successful at it. It's a beautiful, gorgeous video because this bridge is all rusted out and just looks like something extraordinary. And the video is over 200,000 views on Facebook and doing really, really well on YouTube, and still climbing every single day. So, you know, outside of the show, we're constantly filming and putting out new material as much as we can.
Yeah. Talk a little bit about like COVID and what
Yeah.
you've seen since then. And, you know, because people have said Branson is one of the only places in the United States where you can actually go see live entertainment.
This is true. This is true. I think us and Pigeon Forge are the only markets that are actually even functioning and open right now, which is crazy. I mean, these are unprecedented times. You know, Broadway is shut down, Chicago, Vegas. If you want to see a live show, you want to be entertained, literally, Branson is one of the only places in the entire country, maybe in the world, that you can do this right now. So all seats in the theater are 100% safely, socially distanced. We have a maximum capacity of 450 because we skip every row. You know, so in front of you and behind you, you've got a 6-foot bubble. We skip seats to the right, we skip seats to the left. We turn away hundreds of people every show. Over Labor Day weekend, we turn away over 900 people because we have to keep everybody safe. You know, but still, people are traveling to Branson. They're coming and they're watching shows. We are selling 450 seats 2 or 3 days before every single show. And it's actually going really well. The demand is there. People are coming and watching shows. Now, when you come into the theater, you have to have a mask on. And when you buy your tickets, all ushers, all box office personnel are also masked. So you have your mask on. You can get your concessions, which is all prepackaged. There's nothing that's being touched or handled by anyone that doesn't have gloves on. And then you go to your seat. Now, once you're safely seated and you're in a 6-foot bubble, you can take your mask off. Yep. You can relax and enjoy yourself. And it's gone really, really well. We've had over 40,000 people that have come through the theater since we reopened without one single incident. So things are going good. And the shows in Branson are all going to the same lengths to make sure that people are safe.
Yeah. So I went to a show last Saturday night, and they were doing all the same thing at that show.
Yeah.
And so, you know, I think if people watch the news, they're just going to get scared. And so turn off the news and just come have fun and live life. And, you know, I just appreciate all the hard work. I know you guys were doing stuff on, like, you know, live stuff where you're just trying to survive as a entertainer. And so thank goodness that you didn't have to, you know, you're able to open back up. You know?
We feel very, very blessed that we even have the privilege of entertaining with everything that's going on right now. And it's actually a good situation because people, people are in a weird headspace right now. It's hard to stay in your house for so long. People need to touch. They need to hug people. They need to be loved. And it's difficult. But you can come to Branson and you can watch a show and you can have a sense of normalcy in your life until this thing is over and done and gone. We are giving 110% in the shows, just trying to overflow the shows with love, with happiness and excitement, so that people can come and feel things and really enjoy themselves.
Tell people where they can find you on the internet.
Sure, thehaygood's.com, TheHayGoods.com.
Folks, and you can get all their information, their schedules. You can download some of their music there. Of course, you can find them on YouTube, Instagram, all the social media channels that are
all
there.
Over the place.
And here's the deal: you guys are still really young, and you've been doing this your whole life. And so, they're just amazing, great, all-around entertainers. Whether that's singing, dancing, playing the instruments. You're going to be blown away when you go to their show because they do push the limits. They do things that you maybe have never seen before in a live show. So we'll be back in just a moment.
Let's go!
Hey folks, welcome back to Play Branson. We had a great interview today with Tim Haygood, and I told Tim after, I'm like, Tim, I feel like I could have talked to you for another 30 minutes, and there's just so much that we didn't have time to cover. But be sure to go check out their show. It is at the Clay Cooper Theater. It is at 7:30 on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays, and you're going to be blown away. You can get your tickets at ibranson.com, and you can see their schedule there. And then they perform throughout the rest of the year, do some Christmas shows as well. They also do some Christmas dates in other places periodically, so you may want to check that out. And as I said, go check out their new Hallelujah video online, or you can also download a lot of their original music for free off their website. Just so you know, the Silver Dollar City Harvest Festival is going on now through October 31st. You can see all of the crafts out there. They also have pumpkins in the city out there, and so lots of pumpkins. And so they have new artisans. Artisans, that's not an easy word for me to say. Each week, they've got the thrilling rides and thousands of illuminated pumpkins with non-frightful fun for the entire family. Guess what? Next episode, I'm really excited about this. Haven't had this guy on for a couple of years as well, but he has a new show in Branson, and we're going to be talking next week to the one and only Dean Z. So be sure to watch next Thursday as we launch our episodes every Thursday, Lord willing, the creek don't rise, and we get it all done. So folks, thanks for watching, and be sure to go to ibranson.com to plan your entire Branson vacation. Have a good day.